beliefs that people have, that when you look at it critically, you be like, where did this person get this from? To be rich, you need to understand the principles of investing. Hello, beautiful ones. How are you doing? I'm so glad to have you back again on my channel. And if you're new, kindly like and subscribe so that you get notifications of our new videos. And today, I want to talk about something that really is a concern, especially when it comes to personal finance. So let me share a quick story. There was a time where I was in a room and I mentioned the fact that I was investing in shares, and the way people reacted to it made me really sad. And I was not in an ordinary room of people who don't even know anything about finance. I was in a room where people understood what finance really is, and their reaction to that fact made me really sad. And the lady was like, that money that you're using to buy shares, I can use it to run my business and I'll get more of it. I understand that fact, yeah. People are business tycoons, but that should not really downgrade you understanding investment in other aspects. No, I know business is a form of investment, is a form of earning money, but that should not say that that is the only thing that happens in Nigeria and that is what you're focusing on. And today we'll be debunking myths that surround personal finance. So beliefs that people have, that when you look at it critically, you be like, where did this person get this from? Yeah, I've been guilty in one time or the other in my life. But when I started investing and learning more about personal finance and how it affects me, my orientation to some things began to change. And number one myth that we'll be addressing today is you need massive capital to start investment. You see, to start investing, you see, a lot of people will feel like investing is for the rich people, extremely rich guys, people that have money, maybe the likes of Dangote or $10 and all of that. But I'm here to debunk this myth today and tell you that investments is not just for the rich. To be rich, you need to understand the principles of investment and you need to start working towards it. So investment is not for the rich. You can start investing with as little as 5,000 naira. A normal Nigerian or a average Nigerian can afford 5,000 naira, right? You can give away 5,000 naira, forget about it, right? So you can start your investment journey with 5,000 naira. When I started my investment journey, I started with 15,000 naira. And when I look at my portfolio now, the 15,000 naira has grew beyond. Of course, I've started building more on my portfolio, but that exact shares that I bought with that 15,000 naira has given me return that if I start to Google and I might not have been able to get it. So you don't have to be rich to start investing. You can start today. You can start on apps that can actually give you access to buy Nigerian stocks and US stocks. And I would gladly recommend Bamboo. So you can check out their app. I'll drop my referral link in the comment below in case you want to join, and you can start your investment journey today. Myth number 2 is I will save more when I start to earn more. You know, when I hear this, I'm always shocked and say, we know Nigeria is bad. We know that the economic situation in Nigeria is not favorable. But let me tell you the idea behind savings. Savings is not about the amount you have saved, but it's about your mindset towards savings. And I used to tell people that if you have 10,000 naira today and you cannot save 100 naira, if you have 1 million naira, you will not be able to save 10,000 naira. So savings is like a structure, a mindset that whatever money that comes into my hand, I will not spend everything. I will set a little percentage aside. That is that understanding that I want you to have today. That savings should not start when you begin to earn more. I would like to introduce my story here again. I started saving when I was in university. I did not have a proper job, but all the small, small things I was doing around, I was saving a little percentage. Even when my parents gave me money for maybe feeding, stipends, and all of that, I would save a particular amount from it, and I was able to get a lot of stuff for myself, not because of my background or anything, but because of the mindset that I have, that I need to understand this. That when I start making money, I will be able to now save a substantial amount of money. So don't start saving when you start earning more. Start now. Even with that 100,000 naira that you're earning, yes, we know it's not enough, but can you spare 1,000 naira and save? You see, when you start earning more, it will be a mindset in your brain that I have to save. I have to save. In our subsequent video, we'll be talking about savings in essence, but today I'm here to debunk the fact that no, you don't have to earn high to start to save. Myth number 3, taking a loan is a sign of being broke or irresponsible. My God, I have to scream this on top of the mountain that there are good debts. You just need to understand how debt works. If you understand that, that is not a sign of irresponsibility. If you understand using debt as a tool to get what you want. When we talk about corporate finance, when we talk about finance in business settings, a lot of people have understood the immeasurable benefits of taking on debt. And you see some people their company are highly geared, that is, they have more debt financing than equity. Why? Because they know how to use debt as a tool. Bringing it down to personal finance, you can use debt as a tool to improve your business, your small business, your sole proprietor business, your little unscalable business with your own money. You can actually use other people's money to scale your business, and you'll be able to return it. And when I'm talking about debt, I'm not telling you to go and take on debt that will choke you. No, I want you to really understand how to make debt work for you before you start to take on debt. So yes, a lot of people are in debt, but it is not a sign that they are broke. Neither is it a sign of irresponsibility. Of course, it might be, but in most times, you really need to understand. So, whenever somebody tells you I'm in debt, you need to ask the person, is it a good debt or a bad debt? And it's not about the person telling you it's a good debt. You really need to understand the meaning. So, for instance, let's quickly go into this. So, when somebody says, I borrowed money to buy a car, that is a very, very bad debt. And when somebody says, I borrowed money to scale up my business, that is a good debt. So let's quickly go to the next myth, which is keeping money in dollars is the only safe strategy. Oh my God, I have a lot of people that are guilty of this. They are stacking their money away in dollars, and when dollar actually crashed from 1.5 to 1.3, a lot of Nigerians were mourning. Why? That is the only mindset that they have in their head to hedge inflation. No, you don't have to save your money alone in dollars before your money can grow. Let this thing leave your head. Let this thing leave your head. Even when you are translating your money to dollars, risk is involved. You need to analyze the risks before you should be able to come to that conclusion that I want to save my money away in dollars. And don't, please, I'm begging you, don't put all your money in dollars, because anything can happen. Nigeria economy is not stable. That is very sad, but I really need to hammer that in your head. Nigeria economy is not stable. Things are fluctuating. Market can affect you. You can run into a large loss if you don't really understand how to diversify your portfolio, how to know where to put your money at the right time. So whenever you get that money, your only mindset should not be, let me save it away in dollars. Yeah, it is a very good strategy, but that is not the only strategy. And when you are using that strategy, you really need understanding, and you need to know how to calculate your risks in order for it to make sense. So to the very last myth that we'll be talking about in this video is, real estate is the only guaranteed way to build wealth. I will say real estate is not the only guaranteed way to build wealth. You see some people, or let's say middle level earners, once they get 1 million in their account, oh my god, they're super excited, and the next thing, let me go buy land. And in their mindsets, they feel that the land will appreciate in the next 2 years, and they will be able to sell it, and they'll get 5 million naira. So they have 4 million naira profit. My darlings, we are in Nigeria. Shine your eyes. Whenever you want to go into real estate investment, open your eyes like this and shine it well. So real estate is not the only thing you should think of when you start getting earning high, or especially if the earning high is not even stable. Number one thing you should look at is, do you have constant cash flow? What I mean is that, is money entering your hand regularly? When you are going into real estate, don't allow the mindset of you buying the land next 1 year, and you feel that, okay, when I sell it I'll have more money. It might not really work. A lot of people land is in the courts now. They are struggling to get their land because Nigeria, they can sell one land for 3 people. Wahala dey there. A lot of people now, they don't have money, they are not buying land. So those are the factors that you really need to put in place before you think land will give you that constant cash flow that you want. This is the last myth, and I really want to hammer on it. Please, whenever you're going into real estate, don't just go with your own personal head and mindset. Consult professionals who are in the real estate line. They understand all the risks involved. They have done their assignment. So don't just come out as an individual and think this is the way I should go. I need to buy this land, even if it's not verified, even if you don't involve lawyers. I just need to buy this land. It's my friend that is selling it. You might run into problem. So let me tell you, real estate is not the only way to make money. Yes, there is a lot of myths that is relating to personal finance, especially to Nigerians. But I'll be mentioning these 5 today, and I hope we have learned 1 or 2 things. And let me remind you in summary, you don't need massive money to start investing. Number 2, you don't need to start saving when you earn more. Number 3, loan or debt is not entirely bad. Number 4, you don't only have to use the dollar saving strategy to be rich. And number 5, real estate is not the only guaranteed way to build wealth. I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things. Yes, if this video have shifted something in you, will like, comment, and subscribe, and drop in the comment section what do you want me to talk about next. And I hope you have a lovely day ahead. Bye.